Okay, we're up and running.
Hi, I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name's Leonie. I'm sitting in for Shellen today. Sorry about that.
I have your name on my list, and I'm glad to meet you. My name is DeJur. I'd like to say good morning to the UMA Community Clinic family. And as I just said, my name is DeJur. I wanted to give a shout out and thank you to my regular students. For now, we have June and we have Mel, and Mel tunes in from the East Coast. Welcome back. Thanks for your support. And I wanted to thank Jordan Downs Community Center for coming as a regular. I appreciate your presence and you taking the time out to be here. And our host du jour, host for the day, Leonie. Thank you for hosting and welcome. And then I want to give a big shout out for Evelyn Martinez, the clinic's physician's assistant, for having me to come in front of you every week. So we will get started. We'll start with a ground. Oh, let me start with wait a minute, sorry, I'm going out of order. Let me give a little acknowledgement to the land that I am on. For those of us that are here in Los Angeles, I want to give honor to the Tongva and Gabrielino nations. These are the First Nations that occupied this part of the country and our beautiful corner here in California, in this part of California. Want to give honor and gratitude to them for taking such good care of this part of the world before it was stolen by colonizers and renamed Los Angeles. You may do a search, an easy Google search, looking for First Nations land names, and you can find out, if you're not here in LA, whose land you occupy. My usual precautions: if you have any injuries, please take care of yourself. If you know something's not going to feel right, please don't do it, or you may try to do it a little more experientially, like it's called titrating. Try it out a little bit, see how it feels, maybe put a little more effort into it and see how that feels. We don't want to create any injury while we're practicing. Actually, any movement, whatever it is, weightlifting, any of that, we don't want to injure our bodies doing that. So be very thoughtful of your body, and you know what it can tolerate and what it cannot. You are your own best yoga teacher. If you need a break, please make that happen for yourself. Whatever it is, rest, water, bio, you please take care of yourself. I try to teach a very accessible class, since we are in a community clinic. Community members come here, community centers, the participants at community centers come here. So I make this practice accessible to most. We are not going upside down. We are not doing one-armed handstands or any of that pretzel-like stuff you may have seen on Instagram or on magazine covers. That is not my jam. And those are great for those people. Those are not my people. And so I don't teach that kind of stuff. We are here basically to learn tools, how to relax our nervous system, tools that we can use when we're out in the world, tools that we can use if we get triggered or agitated by something, someone, something that comes up in your life, that you can use mainly the breath to try to help to regulate your nervous system. So that is my very long welcome, and we'll now start with the grounding. So please sit in a comfortable way, whatever that is for you. And we'll just notice the parts of you that are touching something else. So I'm sitting on my little stool. And so I feel a very small part of the back of my thighs and my butt on this little stool, but I feel it, I notice it, and I feel my feet flat on the floor. I have on shoes right now. I'm going to take them off in a minute, but I notice my shoe wrapped around my foot, and I notice the soles of my feet touching the inside of my shoe. And then I feel the support of the floor underneath my shoes. So see what you notice. And then notice your surroundings. Just have a little glance around like we do every week. See what you see. See what, I'm in like the room of explosion. So there's just stuff everywhere, like more than usual. But anyway. Woo! So just notice any colors that jump out at you. And notice any textures that may catch your eye. Just notice all the things. I see lots of dust. I'm gonna have to clean up once they leave. But things are coming along well. Listening for sounds inside your space. See what you hear right now. All I can hear, I have not reassembled the cat fountain, so that's in the back. Well, actually, it's outside for now. But I hear my refrigerator humming loud, motor humming loudly. That is all I can hear from in here. We move our awareness to the sounds outside. What do you hear? Thank you, gardener. I always have to honor the gardener across the street for not being here during our hour. He used to be. Checking in with your sense of taste. I've had toothpaste, water. So that's what I'm working with this morning. Maybe you've had juice or fruit or some other breakfast items. See what you notice. And then we'll move on to the breath. Well, before that, I want to do our sense of touch. So just touching the clothing you're wearing. If your arms are not covered, noticing your skin, noticing the fabric, and then how it moves down onto your skin. Same thing if you're in shorts, if you're in pants, just noticing the fabric you can give yourself. Talked about this last week, some just not even massaging the tops of your thighs, just running your hands back and forth on the tops of your thighs. This is a good way to bring back some sort of calmness to your body. Let's say you're in a meeting and you can't really do too much yoga in front of the people, but you can, gingerly just move your hands back and forth on the tops of your thighs. You can do both hands together. You can alternate hands. Doesn't have to be a big show in front of other people. Or you might say that's too weird in front of people. You can do it very discreetly. We'll do that with our arms. Hey, I just saw a little hummingbird outside. Just to cut the tail end of him or her going by. Rubbing from basically from, let's do right hand to left ear. Right under your left ear, down the left side of your neck, down your left shoulder, down your left arm, all the way to your fingertips. Let's do that a few times on the left side with the right hand. And so this technique is called havening, Havening. And I learned it from some doctor. I was at some workshop and a doctor, I don't mean to say like that, a doctor showed up and this was part of her presentation. Her thing was trauma, how to help others manage their trauma. And so she taught us how to haven. Let's change other hand. Left hand up by the right ear and then just slide it down the right arm all the way to the right fingertips and do that a few times. You can also, when you're ready, cross your hands across your chest and do alternate pats. And these are said to calm the nervous system as well. Not as discreet, but if you're in a place where you feel comfortable doing, you can go slow or as fast as you want. And it's alternating. So this could be helpful when you're out there in the world with its challenges, okay? And then rest your hands back on your knees or thighs. Let's move on to our sense of, our breathing, not our sense, our breathing. We're going to be breathing through our nose throughout our time together. We're going to fill and empty the lungs, fill them completely, and then empty them out all the way with each cycle of breath. And so we really want to get into this type of breathing, especially to help to regulate the nervous system. And try to push out all of the previous breath, because sometimes if you don't push it out, there's a little bit of that breath that just lingers at the bottoms of your lungs. And it's totally useless. It has no more oxygen in it. It's just holding valuable space. So we want to do a breath exchange, big inhales, big, slow, deep inhales, and then let that all out. Now, I don't breathe like this all throughout the day, but there are periods of the day that I stop what I'm doing and take some cleansing breaths, as we call them in yoga. And to get into the practice of that, what I had to do when I first was taught and learned about that is I set my whatever timer I had for every 30 minutes just to ping So that would remind me to stop what I was doing and take some big inhales and exhales, and I'd go on with what I was doing. So maybe you could do something like that until you get into the habit and the practice of doing those cleansing breaths throughout the day. That keeps our bodies really well oxygenated, which of course we know is very helpful for all the functions, but particularly for the brain to function well. It needs oxygen. And we're going to get down on the mat. If you're not on a mat already, come to your mat or to the floor. We'll sit for now, cross-legged, seated. And I tend to always put my left leg in front. I don't know why I do that, but we're going to change them anyway. But it's just, I don't know why I do that, but that's just the way I sit whenever I sit like this, the first way I sit. You may also, some of us like to put whatever leg on top of the bottom leg. So like for me right now, the top of my left foot is resting near my calf. And so that is another version of easy pose. So you pick whatever you like, whatever's comfortable for you. And we'll just start with some circles. Just moving in a circle. And these are called stir the pot in more everyday language. Thank you, Jackie. But more technical name is Sufi Circles or Sufi grinds. And Sufis are mystics, and I'm assuming they were seen doing this kind of movement to start their practice for the morning or the day. Sufi grinds, Sufi circles, Sufi rolls, and then we are calling it stir the pot here. When you come forward, exhale. When you come back or upright, take a big breath in. So we want to link the breath and the motion together. Breath and movement links together. Exhaling forward whenever you come forward, inhaling when you come upright. And you may, the eyes I talk about every week, because even though we have regulars here, these videos are available to the public in the Jordan Downs Community Center and also the clinic. The clinic patients or clients can view these. So for my regulars, it is sometimes repetitive, but that's part of what teaching is. Let's go the other way. So the nasal breath is breathing, the hairs trap debris, and there's a lot of debris going on in my place right now. The nasal breath stays moist, going through the nasal passage and warm before it hits the lungs. And your brain regulates just what nostril should take in that air. And that happens without us even knowing. And then mouth breathing, which there's a time and place for that. And there are yoga practices. Come back to stillness, please. There are yoga practices that call for mouth breathing. They are cooling. They can also amp up your pulse, depending on which one you're doing. There's one called Breath of Fire that you can pump up your pulse and your energy level. And then there's Lion's Breath, where you breathe in actually through the mouth with a rolled tongue or pursed lips, like you're drinking out of a straw. Those are good if you're overheated. For our purposes today, we're doing nasal breath, and the exhalation helps to regulate our nervous system. That's why for a lot of the training I had, we were taught to use the nose to breathe in order to get that, to help with triggers and activations and trauma. The exhalation helps to settle us. Left hand to right knee, twisting to the left. So this is a seated spinal twist. Traditionally, we look over our left shoulder here. For some of us, that might be uncomfortable for our neck. And so you may experiment with looking out in the direction that your heart is in right now. Or you may look over the right shoulder and see which one feels nicer. And you have the option to move your head side to side as well. That's the other option. And this is a twist, as I mentioned. Let me talk about the benefits of spinal twist. There's a lot of them in the yoga practice: standing, seated, seated in a chair, laying on your back. The twists help re-lengthen the spine. Gravity presses us downward throughout the day. We can get a little, not height, but just a little decompression of the spine by doing these twists, and also massages the organs. It pushes some of the organs out of their natural place, and that's called a tone. Well, a toning is what happens when they kind of get moved out of their natural place. And that's a nice little hug for the organs from the outside, since we can't touch them. Hold here, continue to twist. Talking about the back, the right hand, you can be flat palm, you can be up on your fingertips. You can wrap your right hand over toward loudest truck in LA. You can wrap your right hand over towards your left hip in that direction. Doesn't have to go all the way around there, but in that direction. Adds a little stretch for your shoulder cap. Okay, so twisting and breathing, placing your right arm any way you'd like. Hold here. And then let's inhale, sweep both arms up and across the sky. We're changing sides. The right hand touches the left knee. The left hand is behind you, either on your palm, left palm, or left fingertips. Or you can wrap your left arm behind you in the direction of your right hip. Twisting here and breathing. Twist and breathe. And then a couple more breaths here. We stayed on the other side a little bit longer. Hold and breathe. And again, if you want to move your head side to side, you may, or in a specific direction, and hold. Just check in with your jaw. So we want the jaw loose, relaxed. We're not clenching. And then come back to center. Let's stretch out legs, windshield wiper your feet, shake out your arms, especially if you had your arms wrapped behind you. See how that feels. We're going to recross our legs. Try to put the other leg in front this time, or on top, depending on how you position your legs. Hands in prayer. Take a breath in. Interlace your hands. Push your hands away. Palms facing away. That's the exhale. Inhale, lift palms toward the sky. And we're going to alternate between cactus arms. So this is an exhale to cactus arms. Cactus arms, basically, obviously the elbow is bent. Forearm is in a vertical line. The upper arm is in a horizontal line. We want to try to lift the arms up so that they're parallel to the floor and put a little energy and life in the arms instead of having them hanging low without much thought. And so this arms here was the exhale. And then inhale, bring your hands back in front of your heart. Interlace, push on an exhale. Breathe in, lift, inhale. This time we're going to bring the arms down diagonally behind. That's an exhale. So they look like this from the side. And then inhale, hands in front of your heart. So we're going to alternate between cactus and then the arms behind. So here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release to cactus. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release to arms diagonally behind you. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, prayer hands. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diagonally behind you. Inhale, prayer. We'll do 2 more sets. Here's set number 2. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diagonal arms. Inhale, prayer hands. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. This is the last cactus. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. And exhale, diagonal arms. And inhale back to prayer arms. Shake out your arms and legs. And then sitting in the pretty much the seated version of mountain pose. If we were standing up, we'd just be in a straight line. Flex your feet so your toes are pointing towards you. I want you to just walk your hands forward, doing a gentle forward bend. So we're not really warmed up from class, maybe from other activities you're warmed up, but just come forward just enough to feel a little resistance in the low back. And continue to focus on your breath. Looking down at the space between your knees. Smoothing out the breath, relaxing your jaw. Again, toes are pointed up. So the flex in the feet, a couple things happen. In this shape, you might feel a little extra stretch in your calves, the backs of your knees, and the backs of your thighs. But also, this flexing turns on the muscles in the legs and gives them a little, it's called toning. I mentioned it before with the twist. It's called toning. So it's, no, that's not what it's called. What is it called? I guess it is a form of toning because you're making the muscles work, but they're working in a passive way. So looking down toward the floor, you may also close your eyes. That was what I was going to talk about earlier and I got sidetracked. Eyes. So when they're closed, obviously they shut out a lot of stimuli. Obviously they shut out light. Some of us are not comfortable with our eyes closed, even in our home. We want to see what's happening. You may lower your lids halfway to a sleepy kitten gaze. That's what I call it. So the lids are lowered, the eyeballs are, the vision is casted downward. You may leave your eyes wide open if you want, and you may also look around. If you want to look around your space, you can do that, and to give you a sense of feeling safe. And safe feeling is subjective for each of us. And so you may choose to do with your eyes what you'd like and what is most comfortable for you. Inhale, sit up tall, reach up. So arms are straight, fingertips are reaching up, feet are still flexed. Exhale forward, slow and easy. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Do 5 more. Exhale forward. This is number 5. Inhale, come up. Sit up really straight. Exhale down. Inhale up. That was 4. Exhale down. Inhale up. Here comes number 2. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And number 1, we're going to hold forward again. So see if you feel the same as when we did the first forward bend, or if your low back feels a little bit looser, maybe. Whatever you feel is what you feel. So we're not forcing any feeling. Just see what you notice. And then come up to seated, walking your hands back. We're going to come all the way on our back. I'm going to turn my mat sideways. My other mats are buried under a pile of stuff. So I grab this one out of the car. So come onto your back. Bring your knees to your chest and exhale. So exhaling, knees to chest. And I want you to just hold here. Hold here. Try to breathe as best you can. I know becomes difficult when either our torso is on our thighs or our knees are, or excuse me, on our backs. When we pull our thighs to our chest or knees to our chest, it kind of changes the opportunity, the way we breathe. So just do the best you can. So you can hang on to the front of both knees, or you can hang on behind both knees, whatever is most comfortable for you. And just hold here. This is a stretch for the buttocks and the backs of the thighs. I'm gonna rock side to side. So now this rocking brings in a massage feature especially to the low back. If you go all the way to either side, you get a little massage on the fleshy part of the hip joint. So try that out. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. And you can also concentrate your movement to really, really just massage the smallest part of your low back. I'm not saying that very well, but a really concentrated area of the low back by making the movement very small. And so see how that feels. And you can do them all and mix them all up, but I want you to notice the different feelings and how if it feels therapeutic for you to go more onto each side, or maybe not all the way down to one side, or keeping the movement very concentrated, where your legs stay mostly upright versus going from one side to the other. So try that out, see how things feel. Checking with your breath, tending the breath, always tending to the breath. And then again, facial muscle check, and I should say facial muscles check, and jaw, loose jaw. Facial muscles are relaxed. We are not frowning or grimacing. If you're grimacing, sometimes it means pain. So see what's happening. And then come back to stillness. Place the left foot on the mat, on the floor, and have the left knee going straight up, and just hang on to the right knee. Might be able to get a little bit of a deeper pull now that we set one foot on the mat. See how that feels. And you can just gently pull the right knee closer to your chest, and then release, and then pull and release. That deepens the stretch on the back part of the upper part of your right leg. See how that feels. And then straighten the right foot. Foot is flat. Sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. You can hang on wherever, or you can not hang on at all, your choice. So the foot is flexed, and we're trying to bring the leg closest to our top half of our body as we can, to get a stretch in the back of the right leg. Then exhale, lift your forehead towards your right knee. Inhale down. We'll do 4 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. And 1 more. Exhale, lift. And inhale down. Place the right foot on the mat. Hug your left knee to your chest. Hold on here. The right knee, even though it's kind of it's not our focus, we're not going to just let it flop out to the right. We're going to keep the right knee up toward the ceiling or sky. And then you can pull and release the left knee to chest a few times. And moving the breath. So if you're pulling the knee towards you, exhale. Let go, inhale. That's the sync with the breath and the movement there. Exhaling when you pull the knee close. As you imagine, the lungs are a little more compressed. The lung, especially on the left side, is a little more compressed. So let out the air here. And then when you release the knee, inhale. And then lift the left foot toward the sky, flex the left foot, and just hold here. You can either hang on to the left leg or not, your choice, and trying to pull the left leg toward the upper body. So you get a nice stretch on the back of that leg. And then exhale, lift forehead toward the left knee. We'll do 5. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come down. This is number 3. Exhale, come up. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. And one more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Left foot on the mat. Now we're going to windshield wiper the leg. So knees both going in the same direction. You can go slow or fast. You can bring your arms out, palms up, sort of like not mountain pose, corpse pose arms, or T-shaped arms, or diamond shape, where you bend your elbows and your index and fingers and thumbs touch or are near each other. So with the arms up above, you're getting a little stretch on the front of the armpit. See if you notice that, if your arms are above your head. So it's like a diamond shape. The elbows are bent, and then the palms are flat, open, and face palms up. And then if you can touch thumb and index finger, thumbs together and index fingers together. See if you can do that or not. They don't have to touch. The next time your legs go to your left, just let them drop there and hold. So see what you feel. I feel a pull on the very top of my right thigh. And then I feel a stretch on the inside of my left thigh. So see what you notice. If you're not noticing what I notice, that is fine, because we are 2 different bodies. So we see what we notice for ourselves. And then let's inhale, knees to center, and then over toward the right. And just hold there and see what you notice with the change of direction. Smooth out the breath. And then knees back up to center, and bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees apart. So this is called butterfly pose or cobbler. And because we're on our back, it's called supine butterfly or supine cobbler. We've done this seated on the floor. We've done this before. So this is a great hip, it's primarily a hip opener. And the whole thing about hip openers in yoga is the books say that we carry a lot of trauma from even our past lives in our hip joints. And I don't know if that's for real or symbolically, but what I do know about my hips is that oftentimes they're tight. And so that is the benefit of doing hip openers in yoga. And they can be done supine, standing, seated in a chair, seated on the mat. So that's the thing about hip openers. They get tight, the joints get tight, and we have to keep them moving, or otherwise we start to walk in a limited way over time. So take 2 more breaths here. And then extend the legs straight down onto your mat or onto the floor. And then breathe in and bring the arms up over. And we're going to take the best stretch of the morning, the first best stretch of the morning. some suggestions. You may do a simple stretch, or you may add in wrists circling, ankles, feet circling, flexing and pointing the feet, flexing and releasing the hands. So you can decide, do all three, do none, just stretch and just see how long you can make your body. And then release that. We're going to do happy baby. So bring both knees to chest on an exhale, and then reposition your legs so that the soles of the feet are facing the sky. The feet are flexed. The knees are bent as deeply as you can. Okay, it feels kind of awkward in the beginning to do this pose, but it gets more natural with practice. So you can hold on to the end. Well, let's start at the ankles. You can hang on around your ankles. So imagine you're doing a squat. If we were on the floor doing a squat, this is the reclined version of that. So you can hang on to your ankles, hang on to the insides of the feet, or hang on to the outsides of the feet, and just see what works best, and try to really bend your knees as much as you can. Tip your chin down a little bit towards your chest so that your neck is a little more relaxed and back. If your chin is jutting upward, you have to please reposition your head. So chin comes down in the direction of the chest. Just hold here. Take your breaths here. Smooth and easy breathing. And we're going to try rocking in happy baby. So see how this feels compared to when we rocked earlier, when we were holding our knees and rocking side to side. This might feel a little different. See what you notice. Check in on your breath. And then come back to center. Lower your feet back to knees to chest. I want you to turn onto your right side. Welcome. So turn onto your right side. The legs are stacked. Left leg right on top of the right leg. So the outside of your right leg is on your mat, on the floor. The inside of your right leg is touching the inside of your left leg. The knees are bent deeply. Bring your left arm, left palm touches right palm. And just hold here. So we're on our sides. Our knees are bent. And just hold here for a second. Sweep the left arm up and around. My teacher Diane says like a sundial. So the left arm is going to end up in a T shape with the right arm. Okay. And then sweep the left arm back across above your head like a sundial to come back and meet the right hand. Okay, so we'll do a few of those. I was watching her video. I was in a training with her. Well, still am, but I'm looking at one of her older videos from our early part of the training. So sundial the left arm, breathe in, twist, have your left shoulder come down onto the mat. Arms are in a T shape. That was an inhale, okay? And then exhale, sundial the left arm over above your head, back around to meet your right hand. We'll do 3 more. Big breath in, sweep the left arm up and around. Left arm ends in a T shape with the right arm. Exhale, sundial the left arm around and palms meet. 2 more. Breathe in, lift, circle, T shape. Exhale, circle, palms touch. And 1 more. This next one we're going to hold. So sweep around, inhale, and hold in the T shape. We're going to be here for a couple breaths.
So this is a spinal twist. As you can notice, our spines are in a little bit of a spiral here. I feel something interesting happening around my left hip. It feels nice. That's a little bonus move or bonus sensation. I also feel a nice stretch on the front of my left armpit. So do a body scan and see what you feel, okay? Check on your breathing. And then we're going to inhale, knees to chest. Come onto your back. Switching sides. So now both legs bent. Go over to the left. Hang out here with the T-shaped arms for just a breath. Adjust your legs. The knees are bent deeply. So from this side, I feel a nice little stretch on my right buttocks happening. Bring the right arm to touch the left hand. And so now we're laying on our left side and just hold here for just a couple breaths. And then sundial the right arm above your head in a half circle. Right arm comes into a T shape to match the left arm. That was an inhale. Exhale. Circle the right arm above your head, coming back to meet your left hand. Inhale, sundial, right arm up and over, T-shaped arms. Exhale, sundial, right hand comes to meet left. Two more. Inhale, lift and circle to T-shape. Exhale, come back onto your left side, palms meet. And this last one, inhale, circle. We're gonna hold. Okay, so let the T-shape happen. Palms are facing up. See what you feel. Now, we did this on the other side. I felt a more intense stretch on the front of my left armpit than the right, and it's okay. It's just an awareness. So this is why I ask you to follow the sensations of your body. Two reasons. You can compare things and see what you notice, if you notice anything. And also it helps us to keep focused on our move, on our class, that we don't daydream ourselves away. And then we'll exhale, bring the right hand around over to the left. And then come onto hands and knees. So make your way to hands and knees. And see how you feel as you move up off the floor, or changing your location or relationship with the floor. See how your body feels. So we'll do some cat-cows. So we are in table, my mat, that's hair stuff. We're in table pose. So you can either keep your toes curled under. Let's do that for just a couple breaths. Curl your toes under and push your tush back towards your heels. And just hold there. The arms, palms are flat. Arms are straight. Fingers are spread. And just give a nice little stretch to the soles of your feet. Let's see what is here. I need to wipe off my mat. My hair product is all over it. Hold there and push back. Breathe through your nose. Check how things feel with your feet. Sometimes this is not the most comfortable shape, especially as new yogis. This shape can like make you want to cuss. But over time, I actually got over it. I used to really hate this when my teacher used to make us do it, but she had us doing it when we were sitting up in heroes or shiros pose. Ooh! And over time, my feet got used to it. So it's a matter of time, your body adjusts. And then come back up to table. So knees and hips and knees are in a vertical line. The arms, we don't want them in a deep wrist bend. So just slide your hands out just a little bit so your arms are on a slight forward diagonal, if that makes sense. And then our back is flat. We're going to go to cow first. So drop your belly toward the mat. Take a big breath in and lift your chest. and head lifts a little. We don't want to crank the head back. It's too much on your neck. So just lift the chin a little bit. This is cow. And the feet again, you can leave the toes curled, or you can, traditionally we would have the tops of the feet flat on the floor, but I want you to do whatever feels therapeutic. I feel a little extra oomph when my toes are curled under, but I want you to do what feels best for you. So this is cow. We're holding in cow. We're allowing the low back to give way a little bit. Also, this is a stretch for the muscles in the front of you. So the superficial muscles in the front part of the body are getting a little stretch from us just hanging out like this. We're checking on the breath again. And then let's reverse into cow. Exhale, bring your chin towards your chest, lift the spine. We're gonna hold here. Push into the floor and continue your breath. And then let's reverse one more slow cow. Hold and breathe. You can do these in the bed too. Before you even step out of the bed, you can do these in the bed. It's a different experience on a soft surface, so it might kind of be interesting because you have to try to keep your balance together too. Give it a try. And then into cat, one last time. Slow cat, lift your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. And now we're gonna go in real time. So with each breath, make a movement. Here's the cow, inhale, lift. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And I want you to go on your own cycle of breath. We'll do a few, noticing how things feel. And then come back to stillness. We're going to do some hip circles. So just circling your hips any way that feels nice. Okay, you can go in circles literally and reverse, or you can rock your hips side to side. You can dip, bend one elbow and then the other, or you can dip one shoulder and then the other. So do whatever suits you. You let your body intuitively move how it wants to. So breathing here, moving, checking on the facial features, checking on your jaw. And then come back to stillness. And we're going to do a thread the needle with the arms. This time went by really fast. So we come back to table. Here you can plant the tops of your feet on your mat. Take a breath in, lift your left arm. Let's do the left side. Look up and then bring the left arm under your torso and turn your head to the left. So you're looking to your, put your left cheek down and left shoulder down. Okay, and just hold there. The right hand can stay just the way it is, or you can slide it out above your head, palm down, or you can wrap your right arm to touch your low spine. The back of your right hand can touch your low spine if you want to wrap the right arm. Okay, and just hold there. And take 2 more breaths. And then inhale, lift your left arm all the way up toward the ceiling, look up. And then left hand comes down, we'll go directly to the right side. Inhale, right arm up, twist, look up. Exhale, right arm through toward the left, right cheek on the mat. Left hand can stay right where it is, or you can slide it forward. palm down, or you can wrap the back of the left hand to touch the low spine. Checking on the breath. So this shape is an inversion. Your heart is lower than your, your head is lower than your heart. So your heart is having an easier time getting blood up to your brain. There is a spinal twist happening here also. And you are getting a deep stretch in the backs of your thighs and the upper thighs and your buttocks. Okay. And then let's unravel. Inhale. Right arm goes up, look up. And then right hand down onto the mat. We are going to move into final rest. So come onto your back. I'll give you some options. So we're moving into corpse pose. Traditional corpse pose would be on our back. Legs would be separated, feet dropping open. Back of the hands touching the floor or the mat. If you have a tight low back this morning, you can plant feet on the long edge of your mat and let the knees drop together. That helps with the low back tightness in this laying flat out on a hard floor, hard surface. You can also do side corpse, which would be knees to chest. Bottom arm becomes a pillow turn onto your favorite side. That's side corpse, and the top arm just drapes along the side of your body. Okay. You can also do final relaxation seated. And I've had students prefer to do it standing. So you have all those options to suit your needs this morning. And so doing a body scan and checking on yourself. How do you feel? How do you feel compared to how you felt when we first started? How's your breathing? How's your headspace? How's your emotional state right now? How is your breath? Is it slower, the same, faster? How's your energetic system feeling, your energy?
With your next breath in, take a big stretch. Big stretch. Stretch in a way that feels nourishing to your body. When you're ready, you can exhale and bring your knees to your chest and turn onto your favorite side and use your bottom arm as a pillow. And then when you're ready again, please push yourself upright to seated. May you be happy. May your life have meaning. And may you be an instrument for social change. Thank you so much for your support and taking time out of your morning and afternoon for our East Coast guest to come to class. I really appreciate your support. And if anyone wants to open your mic and say something, say hi, say a question, ask a question, comment, go for it.